xkawixgirlx at the same time, kind of as a joint thing. But yeah, you don't need to do the limitation note. But it's just genuinely, I'm not speaking English. It is not generally faster to not do the limitation note, because it gives you like a free pass out and go back to your house. So I do it because I'm basically already there anyways. I guess I technically could have done it right now because I'm right by the clinic anyways. But I'm gonna be pretty close to low health anyways, so I don't know if it's really worth it, because you still have to meet him. I can go try. I'll go check quickly, actually. We'll see if there's like a big cutscene or whatever. There is probably like a meeting. Oh, it's Wednesday. The clinic is closed. No, I have to do limitation note. Never mind. Hold on. Okay, so we've unlocked the junk shop, and one thing I noticed is you can't upgrade the junk shop until you've visited it for the first time. So yeah, that was a lot of theorizing and then just throwing it all out the window because it didn't matter. Hey Lou, how's it going? Happy Friday! Okay. Happy Friday. Oh yeah, also this is gonna look really slow because I did weird things in my first Louis run, so I'm not actually as behind as it's gonna look. You're drawing an angry orc hitting the wall. I am playing Harvest Moon Magical Melody for a bunch of people I have never met. I do farming games really fast and expect people to like it. What if you're actually like a really nasty, mean person? Oh great, then you'll be exactly in line with how I picture you already. Hey, Vermilion, how are you? It's my favorite Mario streamer. This is awkward. Hi, how are you? Speak of the devil. No, Lou! Oh my gosh, I'm totally... Listen. Yeah. I mean, I'd say like, I know I've met a few people on Twitch just because of GDQ, and also they are people that know me IRL. And then there's there's Vermilion, who's funny because technically he's an IRL friend, but I met him on Twitch first. So he's the weird one. Where, yeah. Yeah, Brett was saying that he was telling you that I read fanfic now on stream. Okay. So now I'm gonna plant these. Ah, fudge, I need to get the seeds. Oh, no, Jakey, so I read fanfic. It's not my fanfic. I read other people's fanfic to pass the time while we're waiting for stores to open. Sorry, I couldn't think about what word it was. Rena, I hate to tell you this, but you're the new one. Lana Rude turned up to 11. No, Piper, of all people, Piper can't be clipping this. Okay, I should not write a fanfic, actually. Boring, excuse me? Fudge. Sorry, I'm mashing some holding my coffee. Time to become unnew to you then. Yeah, so let me introduce you to people. Jakey, longtime bro, massive stream supporter. He's legit the reason I own this controller. Boss. Lou, awful puns, incredible artist. Vermilion, choir groupie, and no, and just general amazing person. Brett Bretterson, dick. I'm kidding. Brett Bretterson, aka Whammy Flammy, is one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Okay, who else is here? Pixel Punch, his name is Eli. He's also a Magical Melody speedrunner, and he's absolutely wonderful. We like to rant about routes and stuff, and he's a bruh. Who else is here? Who else is here? I need to give more information. My name is Lana. I'm addicted to coffee, singing, speedrunning, and that boy in the corner playing Animal Crossing. Cowie's lurking. Let me tell you about Cowie. Cowie is legit the sweetest, perfect ball of warm energy, and she is the sweetest thing. Legit, like, she is so nice. She's so good at this game. She is full of perseverance and loves torturing herself with dumb speedruns. That's how you can tell when peeps are close, when they rag on each other. Yeah, I tell Brett I hate him all the time. I legit think I said, I have told Brett I never want to see your face again, and then hugged him. I'm pretty sure I have also said, I will never hug you again, and then hugged you. Like, that's just kind of a general, yeah. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Okay. So I can, oh no, I planted yesterday, so I actually have to water one more day, sorry. You were playing Borderlands the other day, and a speaker just shouted in a monotone voice, "Here comes Dat Boy." Oh no! Oh no, I have to see this at some point. Yeah, so I got a massive spike in Animal Crossing. Oh yeah, Eli, you were trash talking everybody. That's true. I forgot about that. Oh no. I am a horrible person. Okay. Can you tell that my sanity is so intact during this? It's great. Are you ever mean to anybody? Yeah. My incredible good taste in jokes is severely hurt by your puns. Okay, let's go get that terp. All right, so yeah, let's do this. That was great. First try, baby. First try. What's up? Ugh. So good. Yeah, I have turnips, by the way. I know, right, Sam? I was literally talking about that with Huband yesterday. I'm like, oh, you didn't get it. Oh no, Sam, did you still have turnips? Oh no. You're fine? Did you find somewhere to ship them? Shoot. I was trying to make sure. Oh, you sold turnips the other day. Okay, good. Okay. 4, 5. Okay, Eli. 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll tell you about Sam Van Dam right away. Just give me a minute. I need to get to 30 before I start giving a biography of Sam Van Dam. SVD. Okay, we're halfway there. This will be 20. $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, Saturday. It's okay, Sam. I had a really good price today, so everyone came over. All right, let me tell you about Mr. SVD. He rocks a backwards blue cap and a large beard. His title on Animal Crossing, Messy Custodian. But he rocks that 100% completion attempt of Harvest Moon 64. The Popo are coming for you. That's how hot your runs are. And yeah. He is the chill, wise old owl of the HM speedrunning community. And he puts up with me calling him Samathy Van Damathy on a regular basis. And he will be joining the next All Notes run. You like him already. Good. Next All Notes when? Probably, I think we're looking at June. We want to be doing some testing, get a good route going that we can all do well. And so probably in the next 2 months or so. Notice a crazy uptick? Yes, I do actually. Yes, they are going much more often than normal. Yes. It sounds like you're committed to the All Notes now. But yes, I've been noticing it more. I think that's fire truck though. I think because we're close to a fire truck station. Okay, so tomorrow is Egg Festival. I mean, Eli, the good thing was though that there was it was supposed to be no prep really, so it's okay. We hit the goal. Desert was prepping though. Freaking Desert. But yeah, the run is definitely, it's very doable. It's very doable. Desert is hardcore, yeah. Oh, really? Huh. Sahara normally sells the same wallpaper and flooring to each person. Unless it's like the random mystery flooring or whatever, but the same people get the same stuff. Typically. You usually only get the rugs? What are you gonna do with all the rugs, Jakey? I already have freaking 2 of the massive purple shag rugs. Yeah, I heard about that. That's awesome. I have white chocolate flooring. So, it's good stuff. This should be upgraded now. Yeah. All right, so you know what we do while we wait for things to open? We welcome Pat Electrode to the group. Hi, how's it going? Welcome here. We're reading fan fiction now. All right, so actually I'll use this time to introduce what this fan fiction was about so everyone is caught up, so that for the next however many days we have to spend gifting Louis, we are going to go through this fan fiction that we've been reading. So we do runs, and when we have a long run where we have to wait a lot for a store to open, we read. So the fan fiction that we've been reading, they're all clean, don't worry. I don't read freaking lewd stuff on this channel. Yeah, so this one is called Lila. It is about one of the characters from Magical Melody. She runs this beautiful shop that sells like jewelry and like different balms and paintings and all that fun stuff. Hey, yay, you got my quote. I'm so happy. Yeah, I speedrun this game like almost every day. So I'm glad you're here. But yeah, we're reading a fan fiction based on Lila, and it's actually a Lila with Louis cross, and we're about to meet him because he's going to be in the junk shop, and he's the person that we're doing a marriage run for today. The sucky thing about Louis is he is only available after 9 a.m. He doesn't hang out anywhere early. So we have to wait outside the junk shop every frickin' day. So that's why this run is so long. You lost it a few years ago? Oh no. Yeah, so I am part of the Harvest Moon speedrunning community. I run Marriage Percent, and I am getting runs down for every single bachelor and bachelorette in the game. I also run Any Percent, which is getting 50 notes and finishing the game as quickly as possible. And I run a meme category called Bob Thong Percent. That's my baby. No one else runs it because it sucks. Don't do it. And I started running all notes, but my computer crashed halfway through the first run. So I got up to 74 notes, but I never finished it. So yeah, I used to be a Super Mario 64 speedrunner. It's still like, I'll probably go back to it eventually. I needed a break from it though, because I was not feeling it at the moment. I might do a randomizer someday soon again. I love randomizers, and those I can enjoy. I actually like randomizers a lot. So I might go back to do a randomizer sometime in the near future. Those take less than 2 hours. They're tons of fun. Remember when, yeah, Jakey, legit, I used to say I would never speedrun, and I got peer pressured into it. We should do a bingo speedrun or a bingo race for Mario or for what, Eli? You've never heard of speedrunning this game. Yeah, there's actually a few of us that do now. So it's really exciting. My time at Porsche was hugely responsible for realizing that Mario was stressful AF. Yeah, like I really loved it, but especially while I was in school, I just found, especially like grinding 70, I was not enjoying it. And honestly, I'm really happy with my 16-star time. But yeah, if you're talking Mario 64 Pixel, why'd I call you Pixel? If you're talking Mario 64, Eli, I will gladly do a bingo race against you, for sure. For sure. But yeah, I'm happy with my 16-star time. It's better than I ever imagined it would get to. And 70-star, I just didn't really feel like grinding a lot. But I like doing 70-star randomizers, so that's fun. All right, let's continue our fan fiction about Lila and Louie. They're kind of like vignettes. They're short little like day in the life of. It's someone who did a 100-day challenge for writing Harvest Moon fanfic. This was written 9 years ago. So it says, she wasn't a fan of the night. The night felt too long to her. Just like a flower, Lila got her energy from the sun. Without the sun, she had no energy. Without any energy, Lila would wilt and become unhappy. Yes, the night was beautiful in its own way, but it wasn't for her. She needed the sun. She needed it as badly as she needed water and food. She admired her plants being able to survive the night. They were so strong and so brave. She could only take comfort in knowing that the night was never for long. Lila loved children, all of them. She was a young girl when she arrived at Sugar Valley, and there were other children who were much younger than her, including someone her own age. She loved playing with them back then, and even now she enjoyed playing with their children now that they were older. She just loved them so much. She could hardly wait until she had one of her own, but there was one tiny obstacle she had to get over first. Louie, what do you think about children? Pardon? Yes, it was a big obstacle indeed. And we'll stop there for now. You got 2 lines of character dialogue today, Jakey. That is all you get. And this is Louie. He's right here. So you actually get a nice, well, he's behind the butter machine or the cheese machine. But, you know, we'll get more of him in a bit. We won't see Lila in this run, unfortunately, because we're not going to the Flower Festival and we are not triggering her. So yeah. Disclaimer for anyone who is not familiar with these runs. So this is not the fastest marriage. Joe is actually the fastest marriage, and I have the world record for that, which is 45 minutes and 50 seconds. I am running this character because I want to do at least one run for every single eligible bachelor and bachelorette. But the reason we're gifting Joe is because for marriage, you need to get at least Joe or Kurt up to 1 heart so that you can build a level 3 house. So that was his third gift. So tomorrow we'll be able to build the level 3 house, which is required for marriage. And then we can also buy the large bed, which is also required for marriage. We'll also be relocating our house to the town so that we're a little bit closer. Actually, no, I didn't do that last time, specifically because we have enough time to run over there, and relocating will add another cutscene. So we're not gonna relocate our house. I'm glad I solved that with myself in that period of time. Okay, continuing on. The sun was their life source. They couldn't live without it. The sun gave them the energy they needed to go through the day. Lila sighed happily as her flowers seemed to lean towards the sun, wanting its precious light to fill them up with nutrients after the week long of rain from the rainy season. She couldn't blame them. She was ready to do the same thing herself. That was the reason why she was taking a little longer to water her plants. She appreciated the sun for all that it had to offer, to her flowers and herself. Oh, Joe, please don't bother that swan too much. I'll be fine, Lila. The florist-to-be smiled at the young boy as he followed after the swan that had wandered away from its family. It was Louie's idea for them all to go to the beach despite the cool fall air. Unfortunately, there were a group of swans sitting around taking a rest. Now, if only Joe would leave them alone before something bad happened. Ow! Too late. Lila sighed softly as Joe ran around the sandy terrain, being chased down by a now irritated swan. She watched him dance. Nope. She watched him from a distance as the others partook in the Harvest Festival dance. She always came to the festival no matter what. Even if she didn't have a date, she didn't let it mess up her chance of having fun. There we go. We'll stop there. All right. Nice. I am so bad at designing things in Animal Crossing, like so bad. So... yeah, they're dancing. They're at a dance. It's at one of the festivals, I think. Mm-hmm. Moonstone, or it's turnips. Turnips love to lock your inventory, so you always have to like constantly be readjusting it. So this will be the last gift we have to give Joe for today, and then we will upgrade our house. That was not what I meant to give him, but let's see if I can get up to 1 heart, because I gave him a freaking moonstone. Can I still remodel it? Oh dear. Yes, I can! Yeah, I'm a god. Okay, there we go. And we'll get the bed tomorrow, and then we're done. So that's good. At least it was something he liked and not something he hated. Okay. Make sure we're on the moonstone. Okay. Get back to our spot. Heck yeah. Okay. Even if the target of Lila's affection wasn't around, she had hoped that Parsley would show up and probably ask her to dance, but he never showed. He seemed more busy looking around for plants than going to a festival. Lila, would you like to dance? Even if Parsley wasn't around, Louie would do for now. We found out that her and Parsley were married, but they got a divorce, so there's that. And Parsley is like Basil from this game, so there you go. Lila was afraid of many things. She just never showed it. She was the second caretaker of the children in Leaf Valley. When the adults of Brownie Ranch were busy, she took care of Tim while Louie looked after Bob and the others. Is Bob a child? To her, she felt like children should never see their caretakers if they were afraid. It made the children worried and doubt their ability to care for them. That was the last thing she wanted to do. So Lila hid what she was afraid of from all the others, and she still does it to this day. Lila wasn't a hateful person. She was far from it. She didn't believe in hating anyone. Even when Funland came to tear down their homes, she couldn't bring herself to hate them. They were only doing their jobs. Yeah, parsley is basil. They're just different herbs. That is all. Okay. Blue is bae. No, you cray. It's Bob. Bob is... So yeah. So Lila and Louie are the matched up pair in this game. But in the fan fiction, Lila was married to Parsley, who's Basil, because this is also like a mix of Save the Homeland and Hero of Leaf Valley a little bit, I think. So it's actually a mishmash of a couple different games. But so Lila was married to Parsley, we found out in an earlier chapter, but things weren't working out. Things weren't working out. And so now she is seeing Louie. Funland is the amusement park that is coming to tear down the town. Oh, okay. No, it was just it was a car with a loud engine, I think. Just like someone doesn't know how to use a muffler. Okay. That was not a plane. I don't live near an airport. Sure sounded like one though. It was pretty buzzy. Yeah, so it's like, ooh, burritos, nice. Yeah, so Mizaru, basically this one is like, the chapters are only like this big, but they're like little snapshots of Lila's life. Like they're not supposed to flow as well, I don't think. But yeah, they're just like snapshots. Of course, this didn't mean she was going to stand by and let them destroy the valley. She would fight for her home, just like the others. But while she did so, she wouldn't hate Funland and its workers, just like she hoped they didn't hate herself or any of the other valley people. Hate gets you nowhere in this world. She smiled at the little boy that lay beside her, sleeping quietly against her. She was so proud of herself and of her child. They had gotten through the 9 months of development and made it to the end. Her child had been born. He was squirming and crying when he came into the world, but he was healthy. Lila, he's amazing. Lila smiled up at Louie as he sat beside her, smiling down at the two he loved. What made it even better was that Louie took time away from his inventions to see the birth of their child. Okay. You seem to be coming in more often, Toy. Is that a bad thing? Lila giggled, placing a hand to her cheek. Of course not. I enjoy your visits whenever you come by. I'm glad that the seeds are going to a caring home. Toy laughed, resting his elbows on the counter. Well, I'm glad I can buy them from such a caring person. Although he was nothing like his grandfather, Toy was an amazing farmer. Lila was always more than happy to sell him any seeds or give him any advice that he may need. So, Lila's had a couple love interests in her life, it seems. Also, my house was built a while ago. Forgot to skip that one. Okay. Get it? Okay, so now we've actually finished everything with Joe, so all we have to do is deliver to Louie now. So this is the long portion of the run, the very long portion of the run, where we're going to be reading a lot and waiting until 9 a.m. every single morning. So this is why we do something interesting while we wait, because it's a doozy. It is a doozy. Okay. Okay. But I don't like tomatoes, Mom, the little boy huffed, crossing his arms. Lila sighed softly, scooting closer to her son. I know you don't, honey, but you must eat them. Every food is a blessing. The harvest goddess helped Toy grow these delicious vegetables so that we may eat them and be healthy. But, Mom! No buts, my dear. You must try to eat them. Please? For me? The small boy pouted, but proceeded to try and eat the vegetable. Lila was doing her best to teach her child that food should never be wasted. We're getting like serious life lessons in this fan fiction. Look at that. We learned that hate doesn't get you anywhere in this world. Don't waste food. There you go. She could listen to him talk for hours on end. He would often come to her shop, talking about all the various plants he was finding in the valley. Plants that she had never seen before, or plants she had. Whenever Parsley did find a flower or plant she's never seen before, she just let him continue talking. Lila loved being near him and talking to him whenever she could. She also appreciated the fact that he would get lost in his own words. If he hadn't, then he would have noticed the blush on her face whenever he was around. Ooh. Romantic! I mean, we already know that they don't stay together, but it's still like cute at the time. Good morning. Good morning. Upstairs neighbors. Okay. So now we're gonna run back. All we have to do is skip Tuesdays and festivals, and thankfully tomorrow is a Tuesday and a festival. So it works out in the end. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Hey Desert, how's it going? I had to redo Louie because it got cut, but we're redoing it and we're reading. Okay. Lila, don't! You're too sick to get out of bed. The pink-haired florist looked up at Gwen and Louie. She felt like she was on fire and sweat soaked her pillow. But I have to. My flower bed will... Don't worry, Lila. I'll take care of it. It's so annoying having to stutter for him. Seems like gloating. Lunderk, I know, right? It's a little backwards, but... The two girls watched as Louie ran out of the room, stumbling over the rug in the middle of the floor. Bye, Vermilion. See you soon. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Gwen snorted. He's losing it. Lila smiled. It was always good to know that she could count on Louie when she was in a state of sickness. You see, by adding these parts, I can... Lila tilted her head to the side as Louie continued to explain the mechanics of fireworks. He was in charge of making them just like he did every year. He never hesitated to come by and tell her about all the designs he had planned. She enjoyed hearing about it sometimes, even if she didn't understand it. Besides, they looked much better bursting in colors in the night sky. Lila, do you understand? The florist chuckled, shaking her head. Sorry, but I still don't. Just like every year. Of course, it's not like rocket science or something. Fireworks are rockets. So that's my little happy pun. Okay. So we'll skip today because it is a Tuesday. I know running these specific characters is always a little tiring because there is nothing fast about running these guys. But on the plus side, we're only going to do one run of each of these bachelors and bachelorettes until they get contested. And then I might run them again, kind of thing. But yeah, for right now, I'm the only person running most of these characters. I just want to get a time up for them. It doesn't even have to be an amazing time, as long as it's a decent time. Then we're okay, but... Okay. All right, where were we? Chapter 30 out of 100. Trees were always so hard to grow, and they took a long time to do so. She would grow them herself, come on. But she was always too busy to do so, and she never dared stepping into Walnut Forest without Gwen with her. Because of how long they took to grow, she was always so worried that Woody's apprentice chopped down more than they should. The old man assured her that they knew what they were doing, and that they always planted a new sapling once a week. Trees were a precious source. She was glad they would plant new ones. Lila was known to resemble the harvest goddess. She had gotten compliments about it all the time. It flattered her, but there were times where she would think differently. She believed that you couldn't and shouldn't compare someone to a wonderful deity. The door opened, and she smiled at the newcomer. "Hello, how may I help you?" "Huh, they're right. You do look like me." Lila opened her eyes, staring at a purple-haired version of herself. She put a hand up to her cheek. Oh my! It seemed she really did look like the harvest goddess. Is the goal to create all sorts of categories and just hold obscure records everywhere? Yes. So this main category is called Marriage Percent. So the record is my Joe run, because Joe is the fastest. And what I'm doing is I'm just wanting to get a time for every single eligible person in the game. So I'm just marrying everybody. Also, I think it's funny because right now the way the leaderboard is set up is your top time for every single bachelor is listed and bachelorette. So I thought it would be funny if I put my name on the same marriage leaderboard 20 times. So we're about halfway there right now. Maybe a little bit over. I forget exactly how many we've submitted, but yeah. In short, I am memeing. But yeah, I only intend to run Joe, like, consistently. Yeah. Okay, here we go. When she was younger, Lila always acquired any sort of flower-related book she could find. Her parents were happy that she was interested in reading, even more so that she wanted to know more and more about flowers. Some of the books were small and thin, but her father was always able to find bigger books. He even found her books about gardening and about various flowers all over the world. Lila would often lay in bed at night, getting lost in the color flowers and the facts about them. Back then, books connected her to her dream garden. Lila's necklaces were special. Oh, sorry, that's singular. Lila's necklace was special. Her mother had given it to her just before her and her father had left her at the flower shop. She had always admired it from afar and was glad to have it for her own. When she touched it, she felt closer to her mother and all the other flower-carrying women in her bloodline. Lila loved them all, and they were great florists. They were all with her, helping her along her own path. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Anyways, helping her along her path to become a florist, no matter how different it was from their own. The necklace had every right to be important to her. And we'll stop there. It's 8:50. Almost time to go in. Bam. Mole percent? Oh my gosh. That would hurt, man. Okay. I mean, I already do bob thong, and that hurts. Yeah, there you go, Piper. Oh man, yeah, that one's not. On the plus side, this one's going way faster than my last run. You were the only one with the mole note. I know, right? Oh man. Me and Cowie didn't find a mole for like 10 hours. Or she didn't find it till like 20 hours, I think. But I found my first one at the 9-hour mark. It was bad. I said my pride and joy was the truffle note. I was the only one with the truffle note when I had to quit. And I hate the truffle note, so I was just happy to have it. Yeah, that's good then, Desert. They tend to appear, I find they like appear around the mayor's house a fair bit. Depends, but. All right, where were we? I know, truffle sucks. Lila was always in a state of serenity. Her smile never left her face. She never talked about her worries and fears. She didn't want to burden and worry anyone. One less person to worry about, the better. Even as a child, she didn't want to worry anyone, even her parents. Being in a state of serenity was one of the things she was good at. It made her life easier. It didn't mean she didn't have problems. It just meant that they were small and that they weren't getting upset over. Lila truly was the definition of serenity. So what? So what? So what? That was all Lila heard from the children in Leaf Valley. They were becoming teenagers now, and she saw it as something that was a bit childish. Even more so when they were doing it on purpose to one another. She sighed softly, watching as Gwen and Joe once again started another argument over something. She wanted to go over there and tell them to stop at this instant and hug each other, but they were much too old for that now. But so what if they were doing it? They were kids after all. Louie, are you sure that this is a good idea? Of course it is, Louie answered her, stretching down to touch his toes. But you aren't in the greatest of shapes and you're so young, Lila commented, a hand on her cheek. I'll be fine. Now, I need to get ready. What is he getting ready for? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I've seen the most around Junk Shop, and because I heard 2 around the Junk Shop yesterday, and then the Mayor's Place as well. Yeah, like up, just above the house. I tend to find some moles as well. Okay, 2 more days before the Flower Festival. Yeah, and I think after this we'll do Maria. Oh yeah, nice desert. Sanitarium. I hate that so much. Okay. The florist-to-be watched as he ran off to the other inhabitants of Leaf Valley. He wasn't athletic back then, and he surely wasn't now. She often wondered why Louie entered the marathon, but he always changed the subject. Guess she would never know the answer. Whenever she was in her flower garden, Lila always entered a state of quietude. She always felt at ease when she was around her flowers, waiting for her to water them. Everything was quiet and peaceful around them. Nothing and no one disturbed her when she was caring for them. It was where she could get her peace of mind and not be bothered by someone needing seeds. But she could never stay in her calming place for too long. Quietude had to end for her eventually, but it would always be there when she was ready to go back. Miss Lila! Miss Lila! Lila looked up from the small baby in her arms. She had been currently feeding little Tim a bottle when Katie showed up. What's wrong, Katie? But judging from the little girl's smile, nothing was wrong at all. Something must have happened with Joe. Nothing. I think you're really pretty, like a flower. A small blush came to her cheeks, and she smiled at the curly-haired girl, giving her a small thanks. She was always honored to be compared to flowers. They were her most favorite thing in the world, after all. Who would have thunk, right? Would you marry someone who sits outside your door for 2 hours every morning? Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit weird. Little bit, but... and reads fan fiction about you with another woman. Okay. Show dedication. I'm not sure if I'd call that dedication. I might call that slightly stalkerish tendencies. Yeah. Okay. She groaned as the light came into her bedroom. Why on earth was Louis still awake? Lila pulled the pillow off her head and stared at the neon green beams of light that passed her blinds and curtains. He was probably working on something big again, but did he have to stay up so late working on them? It was inhuman to be doing so, and Lila needed her sleep. But she never confronted him about it. He was doing what he loved to do, even if it kept her up sometimes. Ah, the benefits of living near an inventor. OCD must open door at 9 a.m. Can't be late. Whenever spring came around, Lila was the most happiest. Winter would disappear, and so would the snow, and the air became warmer. She loved it. As soon as the first day of spring rolled around, she stood outside, her arms spread wide, and took in the spring sun. It warmed her skin and made her feel so alive and energetic. There was no better feeling than it. And soon, her flowers would be planted and grown. With every day of spring that passed, she appreciated it more and more. And every day